Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy New Year. We're very excited to have you all here in our first edition of Currents by UJV in 2026. And we're going to give everyone a couple more minutes to join. But in the meantime, we would love to see where you guys are joining us from and if you can see and hear us correctly, please. If you could write
I'm
it.
I'm a little sick, but I hope you guys can understand me pretty well.
We have Donna from North Texas, and she hears us fine. Thank you so much.
Thank God, Donna. Thank you.
We have Emily in the Atlanta area. We have Heather in San Diego. We have Zoe from Dallas Fort Worth. Welcome, guys. We have Maria from Miami, Sarah from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Nicole from New Jersey, Dana from San Diego, Stuart from Austin, Catherine from Connecticut, Sierra from Reno. Welcome, everyone. Amanda from Wisconsin. Laura from Charlotte. We have Ellie from Barcelona. Welcome, everyone. Very
Cool.
excited to have you all here. Awesome. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce you to our product development director, Joni, who's going to be guiding us through this awesome presentation about new hotels and services across UJV.
Okay, great. Keep it here for a minute, Mariana. So, good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us today. So, my name is Joni. I'm the head of product at UJV, and the goal today is to give you a very high-level overview of the new additions that we made to our product portfolio across 2025 and what we have going on for 2026. So just to highlight, these are new hotels, new transfers, new VIP meet and greet services, and new tours, as well as other key offerings that we added in 2025. All right, next, Mariana. Perfect. Thank you. So to give you all some insight into what we were focusing on for 2025, and I really want to give you all that insight during this presentation. So I want you to understand, what we were looking at in 2025 and how we're looking into 2026 as well, is we were focusing on really deepening and enhancing the regions that we already served to reduce friction for advisors, closing the gaps before they show up in front of the clients, and really deepening itineraries that hold together when plans change. So, while we are deepening and enhancing the regions that we already serve, we were focused on expanding into destinations as well that we already served. So, what does that mean? That means expanding within existing destinations like Europe and Costa Rica and Hawaii, where we've seen the most demand from in 2025. And we're also making sure that where we expand within those regions, that the services and the hotels that we're adding are personally vetted by our teams through FAMs, through market visits, through personal relationships. Because when you work with UJV, when you work with us, we really like to think that the world opens up for you. So the more you work with us, the more expansion and support we have for you through our product. And at UJV, our product is our hotels, our tours, our experiences, our transfers, etc. And our goal is to cover the world eventually. And we're working year by year to complete that. And so my team, our product team, is on the ground contracting, vetting the vendors, maintaining vendor relationships, meaning that every partner we offer and that we added in 2025 has really been carefully selected. On the next slide is really just to drive home that UJV is your one partner accountable for everything. So I personally couldn't be more passionate about driving this particular message home to our advisor community, and that's that UJV does far more than hotel bookings. We design and support the entire itinerary from transfers and tours to VIP meet and greet and services, rental cars and select destinations, everything that the product team does, so my team is to try and support that full itinerary. So how do we do that? We do that by one, um, adding in key inventory gaps. So making sure we have the right hotels in the right areas so that you can complete the full itinerary. Adding in more experiences and trusted on the ground partners for tours and transfers. Focusing on the depth of relationships, ensuring that the members of our team, the members of the product team, on our sales team, have deep, long-lasting relationships with our vendor partners, with our hotels. Um, and that really helps for faster problem solving and logistic shifts. And then focusing in on the expertise of our sales team, who is truly the heart of UJV, with immersive FAMs, and making sure that at the end of the day, that all of this is as easy to book as possible. So that again, we can be that one partner really accountable for everything for you, the advisor. And how do we execute on this? I'll go through that in the presentation. We went region by region, and each region really follows a tailored strategy based on the market trends, while staying in line with a unified global UJV approach. So in 2025, we added, I'm very happy to say, 122 new hotels to the UJV global portfolio. And we expanded services and partner offerings as well. And so what I mean by service offerings, because I'll be saying that throughout the presentation, is I mean tours, I mean transfers, I mean meet and greet, I mean unique experiential products across Caribbean, Mexico, Hawaii, South Pacific, Europe, and the United States. And again, and I can't emphasize this enough because I know a lot of you are going to be joining in throughout this presentation, is that this is focused on new hotels. We have many, many more hotels than 122 as part of UJV's global portfolio. We actually have close to 1,000 preferred contracted hotels in our portfolio to date. And just to give you some insight, over the last 4 years, UJV has added close to 400 new hotel partners. And much of that growth has actually come from expanding beyond Caribbean and Mexico and into new regions. So in 2025, so that you have some insight, our primary hotel and service focuses were on Europe and the highest producing trending markets within Europe that we had, which were Italy, Greece, and France, along with other itinerary heavy destinations like Hawaii and Costa Rica. And we did have some select new hotel additions in Caribbean and Mexico as exceptional properties opened throughout the region. But our intentional strategy that I want to make sure you understand in those regions was to keep the portfolio extremely curated and focused on our long-standing partnerships while expanding our service offerings, so tours, transfers, unique experiences in those areas. What lower West I'm gonna call? UJV, oh, sorry, make sure you guys are muted, by the way. Um, UJV is a global company. Um, and I really want to make sure I drive that message home to everyone as well. We're not just Caribbean and Mexico, we do the world. We started over 15 years ago with our core regions of Caribbean and Mexico, and due to the regional expertise, the seamless support, the white glove service that we were able to institute for those regions, we naturally branched out into other regional offerings. So Hawaii, Central America, Maldives, Europe, Africa. And we really built on the foundation that was UJV Tropics, our original foundation. And we expanded into dedicated branches of UJV Europe and Africa, both of which have been more positively received than we could have ever anticipated. And those are really supported by direct ground agreements with local guides and experience makers and drivers for really deeper destination expertise and seamless on the ground service. And both our Europe and Africa teams are focused on only doing those regions. So those have been completely carved out from the tropics destination. And we're going to start talking now about where we have netted in 2025 for UJV Tropics. So again, just to reemphasize, our Tropics team is Caribbean, Mexico, South Pacific, Central America, Hawaii, and Maldives. And we're going to start first by kind of letting you know how we started or how we ended 2025 with Hawaii and where we see Hawaii for 2026. So UJV Hawaii has always had a really clear and simple goal, and that is to complete and support the full itinerary through both hotels and ground services. You'll keep hearing me repeat this throughout the presentation that our product's goal for 2025 and moving into 2026 is to ensure that we can do the full and complete itinerary throughout our global offerings for our advisors. In 2025, we gave Hawaii our strongest push to date. We focused on filling the gaps that matter most to the advisors, Gaps, meaning the hotel gaps that we had that you book most frequently, paired with service offerings such as luau's, hiking excursions, coffee tours, and more, so that we could seamlessly support the entire itinerary. So, really building true multi island coverage, expanding our ground services, and ensuring that there were no hotel gaps throughout the islands. Additionally, as multi-island travel really becomes more extensive, we've invested significant time and resources into sending our internal teams to Hawaii to truly understand what each island offers and how to thoughtfully combine them in really curated ways that don't exhaust your clients. So we've taken the time to focus on what matters most in each region and each island, which emphasizes a slower, more intentional approach to travel, which we definitely saw trending in 2025 and into 2026. So what does that mean? That means that we focused on specific islands and how to make sure that they shined on their own. And then what do we have coming on board for 2026? Well, we have some really exciting global agreements. Onto the next slide with hotels, Mariana. So some of our biggest gaps, admittedly, were in global and branded luxury hotels for Hawaii. And in 2025, we were really able to address many of those. So, to the global agreement part, that includes adding partners like Four Seasons on the Big Island and Oahu. This also includes adding a global agreement with Marriott, which added more luxury Marriott properties within the islands. And then additionally, in 2026, our global agreement with Rosewood is coming on board, which means that Rosewood Kona Village is also launching for you all. So again, just to remind you, these are the hotels that we added in 2025. I'm not going to go one by one, but these are the hotels that we've added in 2025. This does not cover UJV's full Hawaii portfolio, which has grown to 40 preferred contracted partners. And Hawaii has actually become UJV's fastest growing regional product to date, which was why we gave it such focus on 2025 and will continue to for 2026. We've seen an 84% increase in revenue and a 58% increase in room nights, making it one of the strongest UJV success stories of 2025. And we're excited to see where that carries on into 2026. And here's a snapshot of the Hawaii service offerings we've added to complement our hotel portfolio. These were selected based on the top book tours from our travel advisors, along with firsthand vetting through fam trips. On the Big Island, we expanded into cruises, coffee tours, and helicopter experiences, as well as manta ray swimming on the Big Island. We could do a Nepali coast tour on Kauai. On Maui, we added zip lining, chocolate tours, ATV adventures, and pineapple tours. And again, the goal was simple. It was to ensure we can support the full itinerary, not just the hotel stay. And at UJV's heart is its people. We're always investing in our people and we're always investing in their knowledge, especially in destinations like Hawaii, making sure they get product insights, enhance the knowledge, enhance their existing knowledge, and more importantly, personally vet the services that we have added for Hawaii. So we recently did a 7-day fam over the summer where we saw a total of 14 different partners and were able to experience some of the new ground services that we've added and make sure they are perfect for your clients. And here are some of the new properties worth paying attention to. So you will get a copy of this presentation after I'm done, so you'll get a reminder. But these are some of the new properties that we were really most excited about adding in 2025. So the 2 Four Seasons that I mentioned, Hotel Wailea on Maui, and the Ritz-Carlton Residences on Oahu. And again, these aren't a full list of our properties, so definitely keep checking in. We keep adding more all the time. All right, now moving into another tropics destination, that's Central America. Central America for UJV right now is really Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a destination that we saw really strong momentum in throughout 2024, leading into 2025. And it's a region that truly shines when built as a full itinerary of experiences, not just a hotel stay, which is what made it a very natural investment focus for us. Costa Rica also aligns perfectly with the top travel trends that we saw in 2025 and into 2026, which was personalization, sustainability, wellness, and really the desire to disconnect. There's also easier direct flights than ever before to Costa Rica. from the East and West Coast. So honestly, it was just a really easy strategic choice for us. And when we were doing Costa Rica, the lens that me and my team were looking through from a product perspective is was really heavy on the logistics. And as an itinerary heavy destination, we wanted to make sure that it was as enjoyable as possible for your clients, but we really didn't want to exhaust them either, of course, unless that's what they want. So we were really intentional with the hotels that we added, with the experiences that we added, making sure that the itineraries that you could build flowed, that they didn't zigzag, and that also that we added really cool off the beaten path destinations, which were easily combined with more common destinations like Arenal and Guanacaste. And so here is the list of hotels that we've added in 2025 for Costa Rica, Belize, and Nicaragua. This does not encompass, I keep having to remind you guys, because honestly, we have such an incredible global portfolio of hotels. And any chance I get to remind the advisor community of all the hotels and service offerings we have, I'm going to. So sorry if I'm getting a bit annoying. But this does not encompass all of our preferred and contracted hotels throughout these regions. In fact, in Costa Rica, we actually have 30 preferred and contracted hotels across Costa Rica's key regions, with more being added continuously all the time. We also, as you can see in 2025, continue to make selective additions to Belize and Nicaragua, with Belize in particular being a growth focus for 2026, and those two also being natural itinerary combinations with Costa Rica. So yeah, so the intentional addition and the expanded coverage of hotels and service offerings, we focused on existing destinations like Arenal, as you'll see, with its rainforest landscapes, and Guanacaste with its beaches, which are traditionally the two main regions most travelers know in Costa Rica. But when we expanded the destination, we were very intentional about going beyond those core areas to highlight places that really felt more off the beaten path, new, unique, and honestly, genuinely pretty exciting, like Nicoya, Ubala, and the Southern Pacific. Those aren't just beautiful additions that we just did. They represent a different side of Costa Rica that we saw travelers were actively seeking. Ubala, for example, offers rainforest and wildlife without the crowds of La Fortuna. Nicoya speaks to wellness and authenticity. It's slower, more soulful, rooted in the country's blue zone, which was trending. And the Southern Pacific, which is a gateway to Corcovado. That's a true once in a lifetime experience. And it's one of the most remote, wildly biodiverse places on planet Earth. And all of those can be added really seamlessly to the main regions of Arenal and Guanacaste as well. So we were excited to have them as part of our portfolio this year. And in addition to the hotels and the regions that we were very intentional about adding, we were also very intentional about really adding experiences designed for pacing, not volume. So we added, these are all the experiences that we've added through Costa Rica. And we added guided rainforest hikes, adventure and adrenaline excursions, waterfall and river experiences. We have ATV off-roading adventures, wildlife viewing experiences. And we also have a lot of gastronomic and cultural experiences as well, such as chef-led tasting, local markets, and community-based experiences that really connects cuisine to place, which was a huge trend for 2025, and we're seeing it trending into 2026 as well. All right. So why is our Central America guidance better than ever? We were able to really build on our Costa Rica itinerary expertise in particular through a lot of firsthand testing that we had this year. We had a lot of FAMs this year. We took a lot of our advisors on FAMs. We took a lot of our internal teams on FAMs. And we invested a lot in our people going directly into the destination, vetting our services, making sure our product was curated, defining which experiences belong in the UJV itinerary and which do not. So we're really excited to share that with you all for 2026. And here were the properties that we think are worth paying attention to that we added this year for Central America, more specifically Costa Rica. My favorites being Casa Chameleon at Las Catalinas and Necujui, a Ritz-Carlton Reserve, also in Costa Rica. And again, I'll book her both through UJV. All right. So another tropics destination that we focused on this year was the Maldives. Well, focus added a new property. But I really want to also, I just want to remind everyone that UJV does have a full portfolio of five-star luxury hotels in the Maldives. We actually represent 28 hotels in the Maldives. And while our strongest performers in terms of Maldives hotels continued to be Sinevajani, Sineva Fushi, Jawali Maldives, Jawali Bing, Cheval Blanc, Kudadu, Vila. Um, and these are destinations that really perfectly capture the trends of wellness, sustainability, and true disconnection. Um, Even though those were our top performers this year, the biggest request that we saw was on family friendly and all inclusive options. And because of that, we added Harrington Sarah. The resort really balances luxury and ease for families, and it's really a true premium and all inclusive experience. There's a family friendly beach, spacious villas, as well as kids and teens club. So it's really family focused as well as being an all inclusive. Again, two of the biggest requests that we saw for Maldives properties in 2025. So moving on to the South Pacific, another region in our tropics portfolio. Um, the South Pacific in general, so Fiji, French Polynesia, we have always felt really good about our presence and continued year-over-year growth in terms of revenue to the South Pacific. We have the full portfolio of luxury hotels. For French Polynesia, for example, we also really saw a need for exclusivity, which is where Motifara Private Island came into play. This is a really cool property. It's an ultra exclusive private island in French Polynesia, offering just two villas, complete privacy, fully bespoke experiences for travelers who really want that ultimate castaway experience. And for Fiji, we truly had, as far as luxury hotels are concerned, we had one hotel gap. And I am thrilled to say that we have been able to fill that just last week, which is Kokomo Private Island, which is now back in UJV's portfolio. And due to this trend towards slower travel, honeymoon, couple focused travel that is really present for French Polynesia, for experiences, we expanded our service offerings, specifically in French Poly, so not only Tahiti, but Moorea and now Bora Bora, with the two experiences highlighted here, the snorkel lagoon and the shark and ray swimming. And please, as always, just remember, like for the rest of the world, we're not only booking your hotels, we're also booking your ground transfers, your flights, and also your inter-island flights and ferries, which we can fully provide in both French Polynesia and in Fiji, as well as the new experiences that you see listed here. And then again, uh, just one of the hotel additions that honestly I'm probably the most I think it is the one I'm most excited about for 2025 was that we were able to welcome the ultra luxe property Kokomo Private Island back into UJV's portfolio. All right. So for the US, home sweet home. Here are the new hotels and services that we've added in the United States. Again, these aren't all of our existing hotels and services, just the new ones that we've added for 2025. One of the larger trends we saw in 2025 and into 2026 is this demand for more road trips, less flying. And so we added in car rentals, which we can now service nationwide within the US. And then Florida within the US is one of our top performing regions at UJV with strong results specifically in Miami and the Keys. So we made sure to add more product within the Keys as well as an inlet beach in the Panhandle. And then we also saw trend towards ski and ranch. And again, the slower pace of travel, people wanting to stay domestic, especially with everything going on in the world. And so we added the ability to have ski passes in Aspen, Snowmass, and Deer Valley, bookable through UJV, as well as ski lessons in those areas as well, with private and group options available. And then one of our most exciting hotel ads, one of the probably most exciting hotel ads of the year. Of course, I said that about Kokomo, but now I'm realizing I also feel that way about One and Only Moonlight Basin in Big Sky, Montana. And it really fits into this trend of deeper engagement with a sense of place, more slow, family-focused travel in 2025 and 2026. And so having this much anticipated property as part of our portfolio, easy to book through Direct Connect was huge for us. And most exciting is that we have Our top performers at UJV who were the top performers in 2024 going on an award trip to one and only Moonlight Basin, as well as some of our top UJV sales team. And they'll be leaving on Monday, which is a really inspirational moment focused on visibility, celebration, and excitement. So if you guys have any questions for firsthand experience on that property, make sure to ask us after next week. And we are thrilled to announce our 2025 top producer trip, which is earned, not bought. It's unlike any investment UJV has made in our advisor community year to date. UJV has actually invested six figures into this experience, alongside our most valued hotel partners who are participating in it. We're inviting our top producers as well as their plus ones, and we're going to take them on a trip across the world. It's a 2 week trip. It encompasses four regions and four stops: London, Kenya, to a safari, to Dubai, and the Maldives. It's really awesome. And similarly, our 2026 Earn Not Bought top producer journey is really taking shape in an incredible way. And if you're excited about this one, you'll be excited about the next one. And we'll announce it very, very soon. All right. So to our final tropics destinations, Caribbean and Mexico. We've all been so used to hearing that Europe, African safaris, Japan, continue to really be popular trends. But at UJV, we actually saw double-digit growth in many of our core Caribbean destinations and in Mexico this year. And for new product and hotel additions, as you've seen, we really did a heavy focus on Costa Rica and Hawaii, and you'll see what we did in Europe as well. We really expanded our services in those areas. We expanded on hotel gaps so that we could really create the full itinerary. In contrast, for Caribbean and Mexico, where our five-star offerings were already extremely strong, already extremely complete, our strategy was to maintain our curated luxury portfolio. We wanted to focus on our existing partners rather than on adding too much. And we really wanted to focus on expanding services and offering more boutique, personalized experiences. Different transfer options were needed, boat experiences on islands where we saw huge demand for it, without sacrificing the flexibility or client experience. And here are the hotels that we added for Caribbean and Mexico. Again, there aren't a whole lot, and that's because we focused on really the existing partnerships, but the ones that we added, we were thrilled about. So we were able to welcome back Aurora Anguilla to our portfolio. And due to our global agreement with Marriott, we were excited to begin partnering with the St. Regis Aruba, St. Regis Cap Cana, and W Punta Cana in the DR. We were also thrilled to start working with Sunset Reef in St. Kitts. Sunset Reef is a really cool 12-bedroom property. It pairs really well with Park Hyatt, and it was sited and personally vetted by our team when they went in July, and they loved it so much that we added it. So I thought that was really exceptional. And then St. Lucia. So St. Lucia and the DR within the Caribbean actually saw our highest growth rates within the Caribbean year to date, double-digit growth. And so for St. Lucia, we added in Windjammer Landing Resort and Residences. And those are all really big wins for us. And then we added in for Mexico, there was the new Unico and Riviera Nayarit was extremely requested. So I know that a lot of you will be really excited to know that we do offer it. We launched that about 2 weeks ago. And the new Ciari Ritz-Carlton Reserve and Riviera Nayarit as well. And then for 2026, our focus is going to be continue on unique service offerings. We'll continue to add luxury hotels as they show up, but our focus is going to be on services. And again, onto the next slide. And again, since our hotel additions weren't as necessary in Caribbean and Mexico as they were in the itinerary-heavy destinations of Hawaii, Costa Rica, and as you'll see in Europe, we really wanted to critically expand our support in the Caribbean and Mexico space. So adding new on-the-ground partners to close transfer gaps, expand tour offerings, and really just ensure that we could create the full itinerary for your clients. One of the success stories in 2025 was having full ownership in terms of service coverings in Puerto Rico. So adding our new partner in Puerto Rico to cover transfers and tours, enabling us to book the full itinerary that pairs really well with our preferred properties, and having really unique experiences such as the Old San Juan Historical Walking Tour, El Yunga Off the Beaten Path experiences, and heritage tours, among others. But just being able to own that full process and be able to book that full itinerary through UJV and the trusted ground providers that we contracted with in 2025. And then we also have a new boat experience in Antigua. So we have really enhanced our elevated moments within Antigua, and we now have private half day or full day charters. And they could either do snorkel, cruising, or sunset experiences. And they pair well with all of our luxury hotel offerings there. These aren't new hotels, but we've been really working hard to work directly on the ground with the direct owners of the boats, with the boat providers, to be able to add elevated moments for your clients that goes beyond the hotels that we work with. And to further emphasize what I will keep trying to drive home is UJV is not only hotels. So in 2025, we really wanted to emphasize seamless movement within the Caribbean islands where we needed it most. So we now have luxury vehicles, VIP meet and greet, fast track, airport lounge access, and point-to-point transfers in areas such as Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Okay. So I'll try to keep this short and sweet, but with Europe, that might be a little bit hard. I know who's ever timing this webinar is probably rolling their eyes, but so now we're going to go out of the tropics. We're going to proceed to UJV Europe and to show you what we did for 2025 and what is on the books for 2026 for Europe. So let's go to the Explore Europe slide. We've had a lot of focus on Europe in 2025 and 2026. If you've joined any of our webinars before, you know that, and I can definitely go into more of that offline as I really just want to focus on what we've added in terms of product offerings. But as a reminder, UJV Europe fully services in terms of itinerary and experiences the following regions: London and Bath, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Greece. And this is where we did the majority of focusing in terms of ground contracting, guide contracting, experience contracting, hotel contracting for 2025 and leading into 2026. As a reminder, UJV has 337 preferred and contracted hotels throughout these areas in Europe. And for Europe, please remember, we do the full and complete itinerary for you. We have direct relationships and a huge amount of contracts with ground suppliers in destination, working directly with the guides, smaller companies, cooking schools, and boat companies to fully own and complete the itinerary for you. We have real specialists. You get one from start to finish when booking with UJV Europe. We do the full itinerary focus where we handle all of the moving parts, rail, dining, drivers, and in-country expertise. We have seamless execution where we've been making those complex multi-country trips feel more effortless. We do all of the rail and transfer coordination. We can book the hydrofoil and ferries for Italy and Greece, VIP meet and greet. I could go on. And we've added 153 new hotels and experience providers in Europe in 2025. We've added throughout England, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and Greece, and we'll continue to add to that existing portfolio in 2026, while also adding some new destinations like Amsterdam, which has been highly requested. And one of the partnerships we were so excited to have for 2025 was the agreement with Barriere Hotels, which you'll see here in Deauville and in Paris with La Fouquet's. And we are just absolutely thrilled to have that agreement, to have them on board, to be working so closely with them, as well as the new Como Hotel in Saint-Tropez, Bouvelon. Next slide, Mariana. And continuing on to our additions in France, I'm really, really thrilled to welcome on Terre Blanche Hotel Golf Resort and Spa. Provence has been extremely hot for us in 2025 and will continue in 2026. Fouquet's in Paris, which I mentioned, as well as other iconic ads in Paris, such as Shangri-La, Hotel du Collectionnaire. If any of these are new to you, just remember, please always check our portfolio, check our website. We're constantly adding hotels within these areas. Let me see. Okay. Moving on to Greece and Italy and the properties we've added there. We were also thrilled to have a partnership and a signed agreement with the Grecotel Hotel in Greece. So we were able to add their properties in the Athenian Riviera, Cape Sunio, Corfu, Amarandus Grecotel in Crete, Mykonos Blue Grecotel in Mykonos, as well as Santa Maria, a luxury collection hotel in Mykonos through our Marriott Global agreement. And then also some notable ads like Casa Delfino Hotel in Crete, which is the only five-star hotel in the city center of Hania. You can see the notable ads we have in the Dolomites, including La Fay and Hotel Ankara. And then moving on to the next slide, which highlights even more properties that we've added. You can see the properties outside of the Florence city center, like Collegio alla Querce, El Salviatino, Villa Cora, which we were thrilled to have in 2025 as well. We've added properties in Lake Como, in Lake Garda, Lake Maggiore, Milan, Positano, and even in the Italian Riviera. And then also some notable ads in Puglia. Excited to have Borgo Ignazia on board. That was huge for us as well. And then we were there for the Vista Estuni, the new hotel opening in Puglia in September. We've added Bulgari Hotel in Rome, the Rome edition. Again, I know it's a lot. I don't just want to read them out to you, but I keep hearing from people that they didn't know that we offered X, Y, and Z hotel, especially in Europe. So please just take a moment to look at these to see which new hotels that we've added within these key regions. And then our final slide for Europe, we've added into Sorrento with Aramaris, which was a huge request that we were able to get done in 2025. Thrilled to have them. Within the Tuscan countryside, Castel Monasterio and Il Falconiere. Venice with Ca' Dio, extremely iconic, and the St. Regis Venice. And then Viareggio with Principe di Piemonte, as well as adding part of the Curzno hotels, the Ciro in Montenegro, Me Lisbon in the Lisbon City Center, and the Seven Pines Resort in Ibiza, which is actually one of our highest producing regions within Spain. And lastly, before I take you to Africa, Simon, I don't know if you're on, but before you're ready to take them to Africa, one of the biggest number one trends that we've seen is going into 2026 and even into 2027 is luxury rail journeys. So I really want to remind you everything that UJV can do with luxury train journeys in Europe. We work with La Dolce Vita Orient Express. We work with the Belmont trains, the British Pullman, the Royal Scotsman, the Venice Simplon Orient Express. So if you have clients that are even wanting to do their pre and post of the train journeys, you could book the full itinerary and package through UJV. But just a reminder that these are experiences that UJV can offer to you and your clients. All right, well, without further ado, Mr. Simon Jones, would you like to take them to Africa?
Absolutely, Jones. I'll never leave you. I'm still here. And as I
Okay,
always like
good.
to say, we save the best for last, folks. And now being mindful of your time, guys, obviously it's been a little bit over of what we wanted to today, but so many exciting things happening here at UJV. And Jones just ran through all the exciting things in the tropics and Europe. And I'll quickly take 5 minutes or so of your time to talk about Africa. So I think it's got to the stage now where I can tell people, I can stop telling people that UJV does Africa, because in about 3 days' time, we turn 4 years old. What we did with UJV Africa, guys, is we set up a DMC model or type model here in the US, and we grew from a team of 2, which was myself and Melissa back in today, to now, which is a team of 15. It comes with a team of 5 Africa specialists here in the US, a reservations manager, Gail, in Nebraska. Yes, Nebraska. And we have a team on the ground in South Africa. We have 3 in Johannesburg, 1 in Nairobi. And then we have a team of amazing support specialists for the Africa guys too. Guys, as we step into January, it's a busy booking season. Q1 is kind of chaotic. Everyone's under the cosh. You feel the pressure, you feel the stress. With UJV Africa, we alleviate all that. Having the team here, cutting out that time difference, it's been a big plus. And one thing that agents have really warmed up to is kind of how hands-on we are. We've seen over the years and post-COVID is things have gone transactional. Let's just be honest. You want to get things quickly off your desk, email here and there, no hellos, no goodbyes, etc. Not so with UJV Africa. We still that team that wants to bring back relationships. We want to kind of take you through that Africa journey with you when a request comes through. Because again, being extremely biased, an Africa trip is the trip of a lifetime. Whoever goes to Africa takes a piece of your soul. And, I feel it throughout UJV how everyone has warmed up to Africa, and the agent world has warmed up to UJV Africa. And one of the fastest growing divisions in the company now, people ask me always, Simon, who, where, and how, and where are you specialists? So Southern and East Africa is our bread and butter. We do play in North Africa too, Egypt, and some Morocco too. But for the most part, Southern and East Africa. Again, you get a dedicated Africa specialist on this side of the world. Once that request comes through, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to one of the team members, and we'll hop on a call with you and the guest. We love hopping on a phone, helping you kind of talk through the whole experience with your clients. And, guys, whilst you're going to get bombarded now with Greece and Italy and all the normal stuff, if that Africa request comes through, try us. I can promise you now we'll make your life that much easier. And fantastic commission structure, obviously 15% across the board. Our rates are extremely competitive. We do package what we send through to you, but rest assured, everything that comes within that package is the same as you would see online. What have I missed out there? Again, across the board, I'd say around 90% of all the hotels within Southern and East Africa, couple of non-negotiables, meet and greets on arrivals. We do help with your visas, so you don't have to do your visas. That's a big thing with us as well if you book East Africa. And again, having that dedicated team member or Africa specialist and the support team member will do all your restaurant reservations, spa treatments, answer all those little niggly questions that will drive you bonkers, baggage requirements, what inoculations do we need to take. So again, we're there to alleviate all that stress that comes with booking Africa. So, as we step forward into the new year, UJV Africa's out in the market now. We've created some waves, and we've definitely sort of have a small footprint out there, and we're going to grow that. So, yeah, if you do get an Africa request, please reach out to me. I'd love to kind of work with you. For most on this call, or some on this call that have worked with us, I'm sure they can kind of testify to we do a very good job. We make sure that your clients are well looked after whilst they're on the ground in Africa. And remember the name, UJV Africa, folks. Was that 5 minutes? I think I did it in 5 minutes. That was my time slot. There we go. But Jones, over to you.
You did good, Simon.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Mariana, can you go to the last slide?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I know we went over you guys a little bit. I am passionate about everything we did for 2025 and what we have going on for 2026. So I think a lot of the questions have been answered, but Mariana, do you want to help me with do you mind sharing the Africa map slide? Yes. Go back to the Africa map slide.
Sorry, got stuck. I can't go back now. Here.
Does someone want me to talk you through the regions that we are selling? We can quickly go through that, guys. So obviously, as I mentioned, Southern Africa, from South Africa, cross-border into Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, and Namibia. We do all the islands too, guys. So if, bush and beach has become huge in Africa. These honeymooners now, they want to go to Africa. They want to experience Cape Town safari, and then they want to go kind of relax on the beach for a few nights. So Mauritius, Mozambique, on the Southern Africa side. And then if you bounce across to East Africa, Zanzibar and Seychelles are two big sellers for us too. We're actually very strong in the islands up on that side. So yeah, again, if you want Madagascar, we don't have a lot of offering in Madagascar. We do sell Miavana and the Time and Tide properties there, but everything else that you see on that map, if you have an inquiry, please reach out to us again because we can service it. The team is very strong in both Southern and East Africa.
Okay. Let me just read through some of the questions, and I know you guys, if anyone wants to log off, you're more than happy to. But are those tours that we showed in Hawaii? Can you go back to the tour slide for Hawaii, Mariana?
Yes.
Are those commissionable? Yes, they are commissionable. We give 10% on tours and transfers to the travel advisor. Let's see, where is that? Yeah, there we go. Are the Marriott properties priced on retail and get paid 15% commission? Yes, we have full parity, and yes, we provide 15%. The spa in Nekajui is one of the best in the world. Yes. Moonlight Basin is great. Yay! We're so excited that you could book it through us. Um, Sorry to be redundant, but are the ski passes and ski lessons also commissionable? You're not redundant, and I'm happy to answer. Yes, they are. Please go back to the itemized pricing. I'm not sure if we had an itemized pricing slide. Um,
I
but
I don't think so, but we'll be sending the slide
yeah, we'll be
in
sending it back.
addition to the recording.
And then I thought Aurora wasn't covered. Is that back? Yes, it's back, Jackie. It's back in our program. Love Puglia, amazing hotels. Yes, I was really thrilled to have Borgo Ignatia back into our portfolio. So that was a big win for us. Um, are any booking amenities, are there any booking amenities for Unico? Um, they do not have any amenities at this time. We're just all of the normal all-inclusive amenities that we're offering.
We have a great question from Jessica regarding Europe
Yeah.
and how do we handle multi-country requests? Does one agent assist with everything and how does it work in terms of customer service on the ground?
Yes. So one agent's Olivia answered that, but I can read her answer and it can add some color to it. So yes, you get one agent. You'll have a UJV destination specialist supporting your multi-country booking with our full UJV Europe team's expertise behind the scenes supporting the destination intel. So you do get a dedicated Europe person that handles everything. We have an advisor support team, a concierge support team, which enhances all of the bookings from start to finish. So the restaurant reservations, the tours, activities, everything like that. We also have in the region support in Europe. We have on the ground support in Europe. It's 24/7 on European time zone via WhatsApp, which is available for our clients. Um, yeah.
I
Our
think that's
pro
important. Oh, sorry, Jones.
No, no,
I
no,
just
go,
wanted
go,
to
go, go, go.
I just wanted to harp in there kind of with Europe and how Africa works on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes, WhatsApp set up with groups. So again, when your clients get in country, they'll have access to our on-ground support there. If they have any issues along the way, etc., they can obviously reach out to the guys and they will assist them.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have your back and we have a WhatsApp group that you'll be able to join for each booking that you have.
Awesome. Then we had a question here about if trains are commissionable. I wanted us to talk a little bit about which trains are commissionable and which trains are not.
Okay, so the specialty trains, for lack of a better word, so your Belmont trains, your Belmont Simple and or your Orient Express, La Dolce Vita Orient Express, um, the Royal Scotsman, all of the Belmont trains, Venice Simplon, those are commissionable. Yeah, go back to that.
Here we go.
Yeah, these guys are commissionable. The luxury rail journeys, those are commissionable. What's not commissionable is rail transfers, so point to point. So Eurostar or like I'm going from Roma Termini to Florence Santa Maria Novella.
Yes. Thank you. Um, then I know Olivia answered this, but I wanted everyone to hear this question that if in our site where they find the services we provide in the regions, or is this something we should reach out for?
Can we provide the services?
If we have it on our website, the services that we provide, or do they have to reach out to their dedicated UJV advisor to get that information?
We're working on adding that to the website. Yeah, so just know like for Europe and Africa, the full itinerary is fully supported 100%. So anything that you would want, we could definitely meet in terms of like tours and activities and things like that. But as far as having like the individual tours and transfers globally listed on our website, it's not there yet. So you would have to reach out to your dedicated UJV agent or to your business development team.
Awesome.
Yeah, and one thing to note as well, guys, if you do go onto the Ultimate Jet website and look under Africa, that is not just our product offering. As I mentioned at the
Yeah, they
start
can
of
do
the
the whole
call,
world.
yeah,
Or not the
basically
world, all of Africa.
the whole of Africa. Yeah, exactly. So from the Singitas, the Londolosis, the Moor properties, the Cheetah Plains, the Fairmont, Cape Grace, the Silos, etc. All of that on the Southern Africa side and bouncing into Botswana with wilderness, Great Plains conservation, natural selections, etc. We kind of working with everyone. We contract amazing rates. So yeah, our partnerships are extremely strong throughout both sort of areas as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we have a question. Any plans on expanding to Asia?
Yes. So if you look at the UJV website, you'll notice it's pretty much hotel specific hotels, global chains, Aman, Belmond, Anantara, etc. We can definitely secure the hotel only bookings for Asia. We could do services associated with the hotels and book that for you, no problem. And we are planning on expanding into Asia. I don't want to give an exact date, but potentially Q4 of next year, maybe a little bit sooner. Um, and then someone asked, just confirming that there are no hotel brand points like yeah, no, there are no hotel brand points like Bonvoy available with client stays. And then someone also asked about matching consortia amenities. So I know there has been many, many times where UJV cannot match the Virtuoso preferred partner amenities that our clients are used to getting. Could you kindly shine some light and more clarity on this? So we actually have a brochure, which maybe I can, if you know who your or your advisor partnerships manager is, Stuart, reach out to them because we do have a very extensive portfolio of where all of the amenities, whether virtuoso or unique to UJV or consortia, it's listed, like which hotels are extending them and then which amenities those are. So I think that might be helpful in providing that clarity there. Okay, cool. Um, and then it's also really important to mention, which I find that maybe like needs some more clarity on is we have like full parity in terms of what. So the one thing I see a lot is that specifically when booking specific promotions or specific rates, people assume that consortium amenities are extended to those, but there might be specific restrictions that even the hotels do direct for amenities. So just because UJV might have specific restrictions, in general, it's because those are the same restrictions that the hotels are imposing or that Virtuoso is imposing.
Awesome. Eh, Sam, we have a question, Simon, on which African lodges are in your sights for 2026? What's hot right now?
Listen, again, Mariana, the islands are hot at the moment. You know, there's a few properties in Mozambique, i.e. Kasawa, that's kind of been a big sell for us. Very high end, but great combination when it comes to that bush and beach. I know Singita's about to kind of get its property up and going in Botswana. So that's quite exciting there. Kidjara is another beautiful property in Botswana, really high end. That's kind of making waves. And Tawana, it's a natural selections property. Apparently, the game viewing there is absolutely phenomenal. We sent one of our team members, the wonderful KP. He was there and he said he saw so much game. He said every corner he looked on was a predator. So, you know, we again we're very unbiased here at UJV Africa. So we're not all about the big names and the brands. We kind of, again, want to listen to you as an agent and kind of pick your client's brain a little bit so we can kind of send them to Africa and kind of give them the perfect trip. So sometimes you'll receive an itinerary from us with properties that you haven't heard of. But rest assured, these are tried and tested. They are luxury properties and will give your clients a trip of a lifetime. But yeah, Mariana, it's, you know, Africa again, when it comes to product, you've been yourself, you had your honeymoon there. And of course, you stayed at Delini and had one of the best sightings I've seen to date, you know, with that leopard going up the tree. So most places that we are selling, again, are strong partners of ours, are going to give you that trip of a lifetime and the experience of a lifetime. Because going to Africa, of course, the main thing is the safari and the game viewing. And to add to that, you have amazing product. And it's just, yeah, everything is wonderful.
And I really want to give a shout out and recommend Dulini River Lodge. It was really out of this world. Thank you so much, Simon.
You're welcome.
We have another question. Is there transparency on who on the ground partners, sorry, is there transparency on who the ground partners are in Europe when doing multiple destinations?
Yeah, we could definitely provide that information to you. It varies depending on the regions or the requests that we're offering. But yes,
Thank you. Just confirming that there are no hotel brand points like Bonvoy available with client stays.
there are not.
Thank you. Any updates on the charges showing on clients' credit card statements as something other than Ultimate Jet Vacations?
No, that I actually don't know the answer of, but we will
Uh, it,
absolutely, do you know that,
it,
Simon?
yeah, it's come up a good few times, Jones. More
Okay.
so the last, but so we are looking at kind of doing something there to kind of shorten it to UJV. A few agents have raised that. So rest assured, we are looking into how we can do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We also have a question from Jackie. Who would be the contact for Asia? So we are not there on Asia yet, but as soon as we have that developed, Jackie, we will definitely let you know. But definitely, as Olivia said, you can send a request to your UJV topics destination specialist. And then we have a question, another one. Would you also please email us the list you mentioned of hotels and amenities? Like Olivia said, absolutely,
Yes.
we'll include this in the webinar replay.
Yeah, and this one is really exciting because it's not just consortia, but it's also, for example, if a hotel is not virtuoso but extends amenities to virtuoso agents. So it's really important when you're looking at this that you're seeing this as an ultimate amenity portfolio because um, we have hotels that aren't consortia that are extending really exclusive amenities to the clients. So it doesn't necessarily like point that out. It'll just be the amenities that we get per hotel.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any more questions, comments? Really thank you everyone for such a wonderful webinar. Sorry if we went a little
It's my fault, you
out
guys.
of
I'm
time. No,
sorry.
but we're
No,
excited. We're
but you know
excited for
what? But you know what?
2026.
I was so excited to talk to you all. We had so many exciting additions and so many things that we were doing in 2025, that it was a good opportunity to share it with you all. So thank you all for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And we have a comment from Ali saying thank you for being so thorough.
I don't know if that was like, thanks,
No, good,
Sally.
good to know.
It's a nice way of saying you went on and on and on.
No,
You're kind, Allie.
it's fun.
Oh, no
Lo,
sarcasm
he
implied.
says
It's okay.
Lo,
I'm
no.
sarcastic.
And guys, don't miss our next Currents by UJV webinar on Thursday, January 22nd. The registration link will be sent in the next couple of days, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you so much, guys. Wishing you all a strong start to 2026.